It's no good, Scarlett.
What?
The cologne.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I mean, you've been drinking. Brandy. Quite a lot.
What if I have? Is that any of your affair?
Don't drink alone, Scarlett. People always find out, and it ruins their reputation. What is it? This is more than losing old Frank.
Oh, Rhett, I'm so afraid.
I don't believe it. You've never been afraid in your life.
I'm afraid now. I'm afraid of dying and going to hell.
You look pretty healthy. And maybe there isn't any hell.
Oh, there is. I know there is. I was raised on it.
Well, far be it from me to question the teachings of childhood. Tell me what you've done that hell yawns before you.
I ought never to have married Frank to begin with. He was Sue Ellen's boy, and he loved her, not me. And I made him miserable. I killed him. Yes, I did. I killed him. Oh, Rhett. For the first time, I'm finding out what it is to be sorry for something I've done.
Here. Dry your eyes. If you had it all to do over again, you'd do no differently. You're like the thief who isn't the least bit sorry he stole, but he's terribly, terribly sorry he's going to jail.
Oh, I'm glad Mother's dead. I'm glad she's dead so she can't see me. I always wanted to be like her, calm and kind. I certainly have turned out disappointing.
You know, Scarlett, I think you're on the verge of a crying jag. So I'll change the subject and say what I came to say.
Say it then and get out. What is it?
That I can't go on any longer without you.
Oh, you really are the most ill-bred man to come here at a time like this.
I made up my mind you were the only woman for me, Scarlett, the first day I saw you at 12 Oaks. Now that you've got your lumber mill and Frank's money, you won't come to me as you did to the jail. So I see I shall have to marry you.
I never heard of such bad taste.
Would you be more convinced if I fell to my knees?
Tell me, loose your vomit and get out of here.
Forgive me for startling you with the impetuosity of my sentiments, my dear Scarlett. I mean, my dear Mrs. Kennedy. But it cannot have escaped your notice that for some time past, the friendship I have felt for you has ripened into a deeper feeling. A feeling more beautiful, more pure, more sacred. Dare I name it? Can it be love?
Get up off your knees. I don't like your common jokes.
This is an honorable proposal of marriage, made at what I consider a most opportune moment. I can't go all my life waiting to catch you between husbands.
You're coarse, and you're conceited. And I think this conversation's gone far enough. Besides, I shall never marry again.
Oh, yes, you will. And you'll marry me.
You? I don't love you. And I don't like being married.
Did you ever think of marrying just for fun?
Marriage fun? Fiddly-dee. Fun for men, you mean? Oh, hush up. Do you want me to hear you outside?
You've been married to a boy and an old man. Why not try a husband of the right age? With a way with women.
You're a fool, Rhett Butler. When you know I shall always love another man.
Stop it. You hear me, Scarlett? Stop it. No more of that talk.
I don't. I shall faint.
I want you to faint. This is what you were meant for. None of the fools you've ever known have kissed you like this, have they? You're Charles, or you're Frank, or you're stupid Ashley. Say you're going to marry me. Say yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Are you sure you meant it? You don't want to take it back?
No.
Look at me and try to tell me the truth. Did you say yes because of my money?
Well, yes, partly.
Partly.
Well, you know, Rhett, money does help, and of course I'm fond of you.
Fond of me?
Well, if I said I was madly in love with you, you'd know I was lying. But you've always said we had a lot in common.
Yes, you're right, my dear. I'm not in love with you any more than you are with me. Heaven help the man who ever really loves you. Well, what kind of a ring would you like, my darling?
Oh, a diamond ring, and do buy a great big one, Rhett.
You shall have the biggest and the most vulgar ring in Atlanta. I'll take you to New Orleans for the most expensive honeymoon my ill-gotten gains can buy.
Oh, that would be just heavenly.
And I think I'll buy your trousseau for you, too.
Oh, Rhett, how wonderful. But you won't tell anybody, will you, Rhett?
Still the little hypocrite.
Well, aren't you going to kiss me goodbye?
Don't you think you've had enough kissing for one afternoon?
Oh, you're impossible. You can go, and I don't care if you never come back.
But I will come back. What are you thinking about, Scarlett?
I'm thinking about how rich we are. Red, I can keep the lumber business too, can't I?
Yes, of course you can if it abuses you. And now that you're so rich, you can tell everybody to go to the devil, as you've always said you wanted to.
But you were the main one I wanted to go to the devil.
Don't scrape the plate, Scarlett. I'm sure there's more in the kitchen.
Oh, well, I have a little chocolate one stuffed with meringue.
You don't stop being such a glut, you'll get as fat as Mammy. Then I'll divorce you. Don't you think it would be nice if you bought something for Mammy, too?
Why should I buy her a present when she called us both mules?
Mules? Why mules?
Yes. She said we could give ourselves airs and get ourselves all licked up like race horses, but we were just mules in horse harness and we didn't fool anybody.
I never heard anything more true. Mammy's a smart old soul, and one of the few people I know whose respect I'd like to have.
Well, I won't give her a thing. She doesn't deserve it.
And I'll take her petticoat. I remember my Mammy always said that when she went to heaven, she wanted a red taffeta petticoat, so stiff that it would stand by itself, and so rustly that the Lord would think it was made of angel's wings.
Well, she won't take it from you. She'd rather die than wear it.
That may be, but I'm making the gesture just the same.
Wake up. Wake up.
You were having another nightmare.
Oh, Red, I was so cold and hungry and so tired. I couldn't find it. I ran through the mist and I couldn't find it.
Find what, honey?
Oh, I don't know. I always dream the same dream and I never know. It seems to be hidden in the mist.
Darling.
Oh, Red, do you think I'll ever dream that I found it and that I'm safe?
Dreams don't work that way. But when you get used to being safe and warm, you'll stop dreaming that dream. And Scarlett, I'm going to see that you are safe.
Red, would you do something for me if I asked you?
You know I would.
Will you take me away from here?
Don't you like New Orleans?
Oh, I love New Orleans, but I want to go home and visit Tara. Will you take me to Tara?
Yes, Scarlett. Of course I will. We'll go tomorrow. You get your strength from this red earth of Tara, Scarlett. You're part of it, and it's part of you.
Oh, Red, I'd give anything to have Tara the way it was before the war.
Would you? Then go ahead and make it that way. Spend whatever you want. Make it as fine a plantation as it ever was.
Oh, Red. Red, you are good to me. And can we still have our big new house in Atlanta?
Yes. And it can be as ornate as you want. Marble terraces, stained glass windows, and